Now, one of the delusions of the modern left is that they speak truth to power, that they fearlessly call out greed, oppression and corruption wherever it exists. But in truth, they're actually useless idiots naively supporting the things they claim to despise. They support enforced vaccinations that enrich Big Pharma, an industry that has repeatedly been found guilty of some of the biggest crimes in corporate history. They think replacing capitalism with socialism will finally eliminate the scourge of self-interest from society, when socialism, in fact, has proved time and time again to be nothing but a deprived dystopia for all but the greediest and most brutal opportunists. They crave the serenity of nature, where there are more trees and pristine beaches untouched by human activity, so they can post an image of it on Instagram from their phone made by child labourers in toxic Chinese factories. But most of all, they oppose the fossil fuel industry, which is digging up oil, gas and coal to be burnt in cars and factories, belching out toxic carbon dioxide into the air and turning our planet into a sauna. In a minute, we will speak to Alexandra Marshall, the online editor of the Spectator Australia, about this being even more hypocritical than any of us thought. But first, Alexandra has uncovered the big lie about the environmental friendliness of battery power, which is supposedly a key element of our transition to renewables, a transition our new Labor government is absolutely determined to implement. It turns out that digging up the rare earths for these batteries causes a lot more permanent damage than the carbon dioxide being pumped out of coal-fired power stations. Alexandra joins me from the ADH studios. Alexandra, thanks for coming on the show.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
First, tell me about the so-called rare earths that these batteries need. Where are they coming from?
So what many people don't realise is that we're actually experiencing a mining boom. So the idea of renewables energy being some kind of low intensity green economy is a complete fallacy. It takes a lot more mining intensive activities in order to produce the required minerals for renewables technologies. And what people don't realise is that a lot of these rare earths are actually sitting on the ocean floor. So they call this the blue economy. And it's basically code for ripping up the ocean floor to gather up these rare earths materials to make things like batteries and solar panels and wind turbines. And it's an extremely destructive process that they basically call it a scorched earth approach, where it destroys and kills everything it touches as it goes. And oddly, leads to the acidification of the ocean, which is what they're trying to avoid with fossil fuels, allegedly.